I received a frantic call at work. For us IT professionals, it's no big deal. We get these calls all the time. However, it wasn't the, hey, my computer's frozen. Or it wasn't, I've got the blue screen of death. No, it was my mom calling. And she was upset. Why was she upset? Because my dad had decided to go across the street to the park. Now, why would you say that's a big deal? Well, my dad's 88 years old, and his vision is extremely limited. And his hearing is none, unless he wears his hearing aids, which he never decides to do. But on top of that, the street in front of our house is a boulevard where cars are going 50 to 55 miles an hour, and they don't stop for anybody. So yeah, my mom was highly upset. Now, I work on the peninsula, so it's about 30 minutes away. So I quickly got into my car and was hoping that traffic would be behaving. Now, sometimes, as you know, traffic is tough. And I was hoping I wouldn't have to use this invention that I created. This invention that I've created is called the lift and flip. That's right, the lift and flip. So if the car is in front of you is disabled, you lift it up and flip it out of the way, just like you do with pancakes. So fortunately, traffic behaved. I got to my folks' place, parked the car, called my mom up, said, hey, I'm here in town, I'm gonna go find Pop, my dad. So I quickly crossed the street and I was looking for my dad. I saw that he was at a park bench. He had seated himself. There's a backboard there where he played tennis. And he seemed okay. I walked up next to him and sat down and said, hey, Pop, how's it going? But he didn't move. He didn't have his hearing aid on, and he had sunglasses on. So I figured, okay, I'm going to get right in front of him. Hey, Pop, it's me. Ah, I startled him. He says, hey, how's it going? I said, good, good. I said, how you doing, Pop? And he started telling me about how he couldn't see the ball, the tennis ball anymore. Those green balls turned black after a while on the blacktop. I said, yeah, Pop, I'll go ahead and get you some new ones. Now he started reminiscing about all the tennis tournaments that we put on over the years. There's about 15 years we put tennis tournaments on, and the whole family was involved. Of course, the kids were selling food and drink while my dad was doing all the work. So we had a whole lot of fun. Of course, it was in a park. Okay, the sun was now setting, so we had to leave. I told Pop, hey, we have to go. He said, okay. So we got up, and we started walking towards the house. And we were walking slowly. And he stopped for a second, turned to me, and he said, getting old is tough. And at that moment, a flash came over me. And I remember that he came to the United States many years ago with just the clothes on his back. He became a doctor. He was certified here in the US and became a very successful doctor and raised a very large family. We got to the boulevard. And I was very nervous at this point because he was about to cross. Now he looked left, he looked right, and then he dashed across. And I was like, that's my dad? He got to the middle divider and again looked left, looked right, and dashed across. Now I was there to help him in case he needed it, but obviously he didn't need help. He walked to the house. I was right behind him. He opened the door. He waved at me, and then he closed the door. Yes, he closed the door on me. I waited for a minute. I knocked again, and my mom answered the door. My dad was obviously okay. soon after that, my dad passed away. I was never able to give him his new tennis balls. There are 3 things that I learned from my dad. First, keep it simple. KISS. Just like my lift and flip idea. I use that in IT all the time. Keep it simple. Second, is family is very important. Just like in the tennis tournaments where he had all of us helping. I'm a coach for my son and daughter, and we have a ton of time together. And third is humor. Life is too serious sometimes. You've got to be able to laugh. You have to be able to joke with each other. You receive frantic phone calls sometimes. You have to know which ones are urgent.